Deputy President Cyril Ramaphosa is leaving the World Economic Forum in Davos in Switzerland today. He spoke to the SABC about what he has described as a great moment for the country and his message to U.S. President Donald Trump on behalf of Africa. Francis Head caught up with him in Davos earlier today.
I'm here with, from a South African perspective, the man of the moment, Deputy President Cyril Ramaphosa. Thank you for being with us. And look, everybody says there's a different feel to this year, that they can feel it tangibly, that meetings that they've wanted are opening up, and they're attributing that to you. So how does it feel to be, in a sense, the darling of Davos from an African perspective?
Well, I think our presence here as Team South Africa has been a really good one. We've had very positive reception from all sides, from government leaders who are here, from business leaders, and I think all of us have had tons and tons of meetings. I mean, we've really been inundated with requests, and people in the global arena have been feeling very positive about our country, and there's just renewed interest and energy about South Africa, and they've been thronging to our doors and asking, where is South Africa going? Is it going where we think it is going? And we've been confirming that South Africa is moving forward, and we're open to business, we're open to investment, and we're now buttoning down, and we're now going to be doing all the right things that a developing country like ours needs to do.
And you've said that nobody has anything negative to say. Is it almost too good to be true?
Well, I think we've got a very, very positive message. And I have not met a single person who's expressed doubt, asked a negative question or criticism against us this time round. Last year it was different because they kept, having jabs at us. But this year it's different. It's all positive. And it's not that I would call it too good to be true. I think it's as good as we expected, because we've worked very hard to get to where we are. When we left home, we said, as Team South Africa, business, and government and communities and labor, we are taking a positive message about our country to the international community. And all of us have just been talking to one message with different voices, but the message has been the same. And the message has been buoyed by the good feel and the good mood that prevails at home. So in a way, we're also expressing the voices of South Africans about where they are at the moment, because many people feel that a new era has dawned or is dawning in our country, and we need to capitalize on that, and we are doing precisely that with the international community interactions.
And last night you were talking about the changes at Eskom, and I think many South Africans have felt that perhaps if there was some political will, things could move quickly. But we've complained about things moving very slowly in the past. Does that not mean that the elephant in the room is President Zuma, his legacy, the complaints of inaction, and he's still president, you're deputy, you're head of the ANC, two centres of power. What do we do with that as South Africans?
Well, we are in a transitional period since the election of the new leadership of the ANC in December. That, by definition, meant that we are in a transitional period. There's 18 months to go to the next election when the guard will change at a national level. So this interregnum, this period, needs to be managed with care, delicately, because it is transitional. And anything can happen in a transitional period, but we need to have really good management capabilities. And I have said that that's exactly what we should do, manage it very carefully and with due regard to the interests of South Africans. And we have to ask ourselves, what are the interests of South Africans? Do we want to forge division? No. The ANC conference decided that we're going to focus on two things: renewal and unity. So we're now in the process of renewing our country, and we're also in the process of uniting our country. So my job is to make sure that the ANC is united, the country is united. So as we manage this transitional period, we will do what is in the interest of South Africans and not what is in the interest of any individual or any group of individuals. For me, that is the bottom line. It is the interest of South Africans that I would like to take care of.
I'd love to ask you what's the next step. I don't think you're going to tell me. So tell me about your meetings here. Perhaps we can start with the IMF. Hopefully, you said Lesetja Kganyago was highly praised, and that's great for us in South Africa. Hopefully no talk of any loans for South Africa.
No. We're not about to go to the IMF for any loans. If Eskom or indeed any of our state-owned enterprises needs a loan, the local banks are talking to Eskom right now, and we hope that there will be a positive outcome. Our discussions with the IMF were really on broad issues, on policy issues, but more importantly, on them wishing us well. They are fully aware of the fact that we have embarked on a new journey, and they stand firmly behind us, and they'll give us any form of assistance, of course, short to giving us a loan. So we're working with them, and they often give out reports about our economy, and they will continue to do so, and we will heed whatever are of a critical nature as they comment on our economy. So it was a very good meeting with Madame Christine Lagarde.
And African presidents. I know you've met the Rwandan president, the new president of Zimbabwe. What do you talk about? Give us some insight.
Well, the first thing they have been doing is to congratulate me as having been elected president of the ANC, and they look forward to good working together with them, and which I accepted with great humility. But they also want to get a sense that South Africa is going to continue being engaged with Africa, with African countries, and being a supportive country at an economic level. They look at us. They look at us as a serious economy, the biggest economy on the continent, and they want us to step up, to play the role of that size of economy, give them support, work with them, and engage with them. For instance, my discussions with President Mnangagwa of Zimbabwe, they are coming from a very low base, and they need all the support. And I think as South Africa, we should not be shy to support Zimbabwe in whatever ways we can. They've got a lot of people who have come to South Africa, and President Mnangagwa wants them to go back, to go and contribute to the growth of their country. And that is good for us, that yes, Zimbabwe should grow, and as it grows, Southern Africa grows. So though our talks revolved around that, I just met now the Vice President of Nigeria, and he too is congratulatory, but he also is supportive of the engagement between South Africa and Nigeria. So I've had really, really good and extensive discussions with many African leaders here.
After that, you jet off. You're not interested in seeing US President Donald Trump?
Well, after a few engagements today, I jet off back home. There's a lot of work to be done at home. So unfortunately, I'll miss the American show as it arrives in town here. And I wish him the best of luck. But I also say that I hope and wish that when he addresses the forum, he puts forward a very positive message which will infuse growth in the world economy. Because America, as the biggest economy in the world, plays a key role. And rather than being America-centric, it should be global-centric and look at the globe so that we all grow, so that we all have a shared future rather than just one country having a shared future.
In finality, given his choice words about African countries, what would you tell Donald Trump if you could speak on behalf of the continent?
Well, if I would speak on behalf of the continent, I would say, Africa is a great place. It is the birth of humanity. And all those negative things that any leader would say about his own origins, the origins of humanity, are really bad. Politics, they are also bad at a social level. And I would say desist from having those negative views about other countries. See other countries as your partners. See other nations as partners involved with you in the improvement of humanity, because all of us as leaders are meant to promote humanity and improve the lives of people all around the world. We should never think that our countries are the best over and above all the others. We all have to grow. What we do must lift all boats, including countries that are developing countries and poor countries.
Well, in the meantime, the world's political and